Hello everyone, this is the introduction video to Typography 1. Looking through the class roster, I noticed that I do have some familiar names. So I know that I've worked with some of you, but I also see some new names. So if I've already worked with you before, you're familiar with the way these courses work. If I haven't worked with you before, I imagine you probably had another instructor for Print Design 1. Hopefully you all are familiar with Blackboard, familiar with the delivery, kind of familiar with how we set things up. As far as, in the graphic design program, you might have worked with Professor Nelson or Professor Giraldo before. But I just thought for those of you who might be unfamiliar, I kind of wanted to walk through some things that you should look at as you begin to work on this course for spring semester, which starts, which would be today, January 6th. So right away you'll see the Blackboard site. It's branded with Typography 1. There's it's set up in modules. So there's the syllabus schedule Blackboard tutoring module, which basically has everything you need to know. It's got uh, different things about navigation, technical assistance. So if you have any issues with Blackboard or even the Adobe software, the Adobe software required technology is here. So you should get a subscription with your registration for the class. If you've all taken Print Design 1, so you should be familiar with this. My intro page, so it shows my office hours. Please note my office hours. If you need anything or need any help or want to meet with me, I am happy to meet with you either in person or virtually. I am on campus on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so you can see my office hours for those days. Just because I'm on campus doesn't mean you have to meet with me in person, but if you wanted to stop by and say, hey, I would love to meet you in person. So, there also is this course schedule. So the course schedule is very important to go through. You could even print this out potentially. Keep it in a folder somewhere. But I pretty much have planned out every week of the semester, and you can kind of get an idea of what is due. All discussion posts and projects will be due by 11:59 p.m. on the due dates that are listed. The due dates are listed in each week's module on Blackboard. So I'm going to jump in to, and the syllabus is here as well. So make sure you read through the syllabus, make sure that you understand it. If you have any questions, post those to the first discussion forum that I'll go over in a minute, or, shoot me an email. At any time you have any questions, please feel free to email me or message me through Blackboard. Because this is an asynchronous online course, that's going to be your best way to get a hold of me. We also have an AI use statement, so make sure you read through this, make sure you understand it, and, let me know if you have any questions about that. But each module is basically broken down into, we have a lot of feedback loops, and there'll be some video discussions. This will work a lot like Print Design 1 worked. So due on, and then every due date is very clear. So due by January 7th, 11:59 p.m. This is where the introductions will take place. The syllabus requirements, how to schedule an appointment, that's also due on the 7th. And then there's a video discussion on January 9th. Please also make sure to note that the grading scale might be a little bit different than the grading scale that YSU uses. We use a 94 to 100 is an A, and then an 80 to 94 is a B. The reason we do this is because there are a lot of video discussions where it's a pretty straightforward 5 points, and those add up. But the most important things that we want you to learn are with the 4 projects that we'll be doing this semester. And so we wanted to make sure that those projects were weighted a little bit heavier than the discussion posts. So also note that late submissions will not be accepted. I really want to focus on turning your work in on time, making sure to schedule and manage your time appropriately, because what we're trying to do is get you ready for working in the professional field of graphic design. And graphic design a lot of times is based on deadlines. where you might have 2 or 3 weeks to work on a project in college. What's going to happen in the real world is you're going to get out there and they might give you 2 days or 3 days or a week. And if you miss deadlines and don't make those deadlines that your boss or art director or account person sets, you could potentially be fired. So, I can't fire you from college, which I would never want to do, but we just want to make sure you get in the practice of knowing when those deadlines are in or due, managing your time. But as you work throughout the semester, you'll note that it is a process. So we'll introduce the project, we'll start with sketches, initial layouts. You will always have an opportunity to get feedback from me and in some cases your classmates to make sure that your projects are the best that they can be. So, understanding that and just making sure to really be aware of those due dates. So the first week is pretty straightforward. Some introductions, making sure that you understand the syllabus. And then there's this video discussion about understanding fonts. And so then each week works this way within the module. If you click on the module, you'll see the project statement and then, what's due that week. And it's very clear when those things are due. And then when you click on those, that's when you can turn things in and watch, any attached videos and look at different things that are associated with each of these due dates. So I have went ahead and made sure that the first half of the semester is open. So everybody should be able to see the first 8 weeks. Some students like to be able to kind of look ahead to see what's coming, but I do want to stress that you don't work ahead because the biggest thing is making sure that you get feedback, that you look at that feedback and make any kind of changes. If you work ahead, you're not going to be able to take advantage of feedback from me and your classmates. And I fear that your projects could suffer that way. So even though you're able to look ahead at what's coming up, make sure you just kind of follow along with me and the rest of the class as far as all that coursework goes. So that's pretty much going to be my introduction. Again, you guys probably are very familiar with taking online classes through the graphic and interactive design program. I will post this introduction video so you have it. I will often communicate through announcements, so always make sure to check your email when I do post an announcement. I will make sure to email everybody so that you know. It's really a good idea to log in every day, to check your email every day. Again, because this is an online course, that's really the way that we're going to communicate with each other. The other thing I want to stress is just making sure that you get the software downloaded if you don't already have it on your computers, that you make sure your Wi-Fi connection is good, that you also make sure to take advantage of, if you do have any problems with your computer, that the college does have computer labs that have the Adobe Creative Suite installed on them. So, make sure that you have that link. If you need that link, let me know and I can post it. But I'm really looking forward to working with all of you this semester. I'm looking forward to reading through the introductions. And again, I will be on campus in my office during office hours on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I would love it if we haven't met in person yet for you to stop by and say hi. So again, as always, email me with any questions that you might have. And I look forward to working with you.